So this is kind of, I grew up in California. We lived in San Francisco and kind of it's quite post-hippie.
Oh, you lived in San Francisco?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So
how long were you there? How many years were you there?
I lived there from when I was about 3 until I was about 7, but then we went back every summer. So kind of California has punctuated my life a lot.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting. But so my early childhood was a diet of really hippie
really?
sprouts.
Were your parents like were they hippies or were they?
I mean, my dad's definitely not. He's not a hippie, but my mum's a bit more of a hippie.
She's
so
more of a hippie.
Yeah, she was into all the health foods and the stuff that we think is new and cool and original, like sprouting seeds and coconut oil and sugar-free eating. But I know well from my mom, and that kind of has been around once. It's probably been around a few times.
Is that the way she cooked? Did she cook primarily vegetarian, or primarily sort of just healthfully?
Kind of health focused, I guess, but not vegetarian. I grew up in a kind of meat and 2 veg sort of family where we we always had a piece of meat and a couple of vegetables.
Yeah.
And, healthy food, but definitely not vegetarian unless we were having pasta or something.
Yeah. Like so then you became a vegetarian because you worked with Jamie Oliver. Mm-hmm. And tell me a story about what sort of prompted you to...
So, it wasn't a big sort of moral decision or anything to become a vegetarian. And I just had felt a bit jaded with food. I was kind of working with food a lot. I was working in an environment where there was lots of people testing recipes and I was having to taste stuff all the time. And I just felt a bit jaded with flavour, a bit kind of like I had become tired of food. And food has always been what really gets my kind of spark going. So I just felt like I needed a bit of a, when you sort of, a bit of a refresh, really.
Right.
So I decided to just eat as kind of simply and as close to nature as I could for 6 weeks. And part of that was not eating meat or fish.
Right.
And just sort of putting vegetables at the centre of what I was doing. And that just completely changed how I looked at cooking. Instead of sort of building a plate of food around a piece of meat or a piece of fish, I was cooking more on kind of instinct, more as a reaction to what the day was like, to how I was feeling, and layering texture and flavour in a different way.
Right.
And
then you just stuck with it. Yeah. So you thought it was going to be for this finite period of time, and then you thought...
Yeah,
and did it make you feel different? Did it make you...
I felt so much better. I think, for me, being vegetarian really suits me and really suits my body. And I think I'm quite careful about making sure that I have, enough things that sate me and enough protein in my day. But it really works for me. I felt incredible.
A lot of times, any kind of book, whether it's sort of an all-meat book or a vegetarian book, they sort of reek of this kind of this imposition that they're trying to impose this thing on you. And yours isn't like that at all. I mean, it's incredibly accessible, and it's first of all, it's like beautiful, but also it's accessible. Like you want to eat it. You don't feel like you're missing out if you're not having that piece of meat, or you're not having that piece of fish, or whatever. It's really great. And a lot of vegetarian cookbooks don't feel that way.
Yeah, I think I felt that's very kind of you.
No, it's true. It's true.
But I felt like that was a really important part of it for me, because I have a personality where at the moment someone tells me to do something or preaches to me, I'll do the exact opposite thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think most people are like that. And I just feel like, there's preaching to people or, bestowing the health benefits of a certain food has never appealed to me, really.
No, because everybody's different, like you say. Everybody and every body is different. You eat. You'll know if you're in touch with your body when you eat something, whether it suits you or it doesn't suit you.
Yeah, and you can only I've always been very passionate about trying to get people to listen to their own bodies and make decisions for their own bodies. But I think the only way to get people to eat, to cook at home and to eat healthier food is to make healthy food really, really delicious.
Yeah. And you did. And you have. So should we, do you want to eat something?
Food, yeah.
All right, let's do it.